Hey everybody, it's Riker Rider, and I clearly failed my spot check on the last video. Well, maybe not the last video, but the video before. When I was running around getting treasure and couldn't figure out where the location of that one treasure is, it turns out that after the first treasure chest on this particular path, there's another bridge that goes to the one that I missed. Right here. And we have another new enemy, Spirit. They have a lot of physical evasion, and I don't feel like spending any resources. So I'm just going to psych bomb these guys out of existence. Because I just went back to the shop at Zenebitos and got rid of everything I didn't need and stocked up on Angel's Prayers, Healing Breezes, and the like. Because this fight is going to be very tough. What do we got here? A protector. Well, I am going to head back to the Divine Dragon room off screen. Alright, we're back. One important note is just beyond the Divine Dragon's chamber there is a save point that you can use if you need to use it and you want to have a save right next to the Divine Dragon, which I would recommend because if this is your first time fighting this guy, he is probably going to kill you several times. Now, I have brought in probably the strongest party in the game for this fight, Al and Maru. Al is going to be using a lot of Rose Storm, and Maru's going to be using a lot of Dragoon magic because the Divine Dragon has weaker magic defenses than physical defenses. Unlike the first time you fought him, actually there are a lot of differences between the two versions of him. The one thing you have going for you is that because there is no Dragon Block staff, you are free to transform into Dragoons, and you are going to need to do that to have a chance against this guy. But that's where your advantages end. Because you're targeting the Divine Dragon Spirit, the Divine Ball and the Divine Cannon are not targetable in this fight, even with multi-targeting items, yet they still get actions in the turn queue. So even though the Divine Dragon's speed is listed as 50 in the Bestiary, it is more like 150. So essentially he will get, depending on the party you use, but for this party, he'll probably get one turn for every time one of your party members takes a turn. And there's nothing you can do to stop his Divine Ball and Divine Cannon this time. So you need to be prepared for those attacks, which is why I've given Al a physical ring even though he has a lot of HP. Maru has the Dragon Helmet to help her HP, and because the fight's going to go so long and she's going to be using a lot of Dragoon magic in the form of Freezing Ring and Rainbow Breath, she's going to want to be able to replenish MP every round. If you have the Blue Sea Dragon spell, this will make the fight a bit easier because she can just be a damage monster. If you have Blue Sea Dragon, you may want to consider giving her Magical Hat plus Amulet so that she can unleash the dragon 2 times before a party member has to use a Sun Rhapsody on her. This is really the only fight, well excuse me, that was completely the wrong start to that sentence. This is the easiest party to fight the Divine Dragon with, but if you guys want to, I can show the fight with other parties. But I'm only going to do that as bonus content after the Let's Play is over. As far as items go, I have sold all of my attack items except the Psychedelic Bomb, and I've bought all kinds of Healing Breezes, 10 of them. I have 1 Healing Fog in case one person falls behind, and I really hope I don't have to go into my supply of Healing Rings, but I expect to use one of them during this fight. Another thing you may want to consider is carrying mind purifiers in case some of your party members get fear put on them. And I actually considered using bravery amulets for this fight again, but it's better just have them transform Dragoon, even if they're not at full SP. I also have 4 Angel's Prayers in case people die, and yes, people will die in this fight a lot. I could see some justification for using Miranda in this fight because of the extra revives, and I did that in one test run, but I think the extra damage from Maru is just better. You'll also want to make good use of your magic shield during this fight to catch up and protect a party member in case something goes wrong during the fight. Also remember that this boss fight is optional, so if this guy keeps kicking your ass, you can just move on with the game. But once you get past a certain point in Mayfil, this boss will disappear, and that point is fast approaching. And the game doesn't tell you at what point these bosses become unavailable. Well, here we go. You guys ready to see the second hardest boss in the game? Here we go. That makes sense. Dragons are prideful creatures. The question is, how much more time are we giving Zeeg by fighting the Divine Dragon? Well, this is it. 16,000 HP separates us from victory in this fight, and it is going to take a while. This fight is easily going to be its own video. Now, one thing I would definitely recommend doing, even though it won't make that big a difference, is using the speed down on the Divine Dragon first. That will not mitigate the speed of his Divine Ball and Divine Cannon, so watch out. Next is the power down. And then when... Now, there are 2 ways you can go about this. If you do want to carry the inventory space for magic items, you could use the power-up for Maru, but I'm going to go about this a different way. I'm going to give Dart the speed up, or the, excuse me, I'm going to give, you know what, I'm going to give Dart the, I'm going to give Dart the speed up first, then I'll give him the power-up, then I will have him go Dragoon and start the special. Because if you have all these items on him, Dart's final burst will take off a lot of HP from this guy. And if you fight this guy at the level you come to through the game, and Dart's actually missed some levels, but if you fight this guy at the level you naturally come to, it is entirely possible to play perfectly during this fight and lose. This is why I think it is imperative that you have, if you're using this strategy, you need to have Maru or Miranda in this party. And I guess maybe Rose works too, but not nearly as well. You'll want to have some way to regain HP while in special. Otherwise, even if you use a Dragoon special against this guy and have 3 party members as Dragoons, this guy can absolutely wreck your face. Let's start throwing final bursts at this guy. Unfortunately, the one issue with using Dart and Maru together is that because Maru's water elemental, her magic attacks are going to be weakened by Dart's special. So that's the one drawback to this party. But generally, Maru should focus on playing defense. About 3,000 with a final burst, and we should be able to get a couple more of those off before the power-up wears off. Unfortunately, even after that, we've got a lot of HP to go. I'm probably going to have Al Rose Storm after this, and Maru use her Rainbow Breath spell, and you'll see just how valuable Maru is in this fight. That is after the defense bonus for turning Dragoon. It is ridiculous how much damage this guy can deal. Unprotected, that can take off around 1,500 damage to Al. And it even makes a dent in Maru's HP, which is pretty crazy considering how high her magic defense is. So this should be another 3,300 or so. Now I really need Al's turn. That physical attack you have to watch out for on Maru as well, because the Divine Dragon's physical attack is what really keeps Maru's usefulness in check here. And we are definitely going to Rose Storm, because, boy, once these items wear off and the Dragoon wears off, we are in big trouble.
Rose Storm!
I have no idea how you would win this fight without Rose Storm and you know, some Dragoon that can heal. If you make it out of this battle with one character surviving, consider yourself lucky. That's another reason why I bought a Sun Rhapsody, because this boss fight takes so long that you're probably going to be able to get back up to full SP and fire off another special, and you will want to have the extra ways to restore MP, especially on Dart, because his final burst is really going to do a lot of damage, especially if you have, like, a magical hat on him. Which is what you're going to have to do if you want to use, the Soul Eater. Because like I was saying, the true drawback to the Soul Eater is it takes up your accessory slot. Now, hopefully this thing hasn't wore off yet. Okay, so the power down has wore off. At least we were able to deal... Oh great, the Divine Cannon. This is going to hurt. I think this is his strongest attack. Centered on Al 2. Yeah, that's after Rose Storm. If you don't have a physical ring on him, that can actually one-shot him. It's crazy. What do I do here? I think I just attack. At least those final bursts got him in the yellow. Now this is going to do beans for damage. I'll have to see next round if her freezing ring does more damage despite the field. Now you're starting to see just how many turns these things get. See, when you're Dragoon, the damage isn't horrible, but boy, once Dragoon wears off, man, you gotta manage your resources. I think a Flame Shot will do more damage than a Dragoon edition, so I'm gonna throw that at him. I really wish one of my characters had transformed back into a Dragoon, or transformed out of Dragoon, so that they could use a Sun Rhapsody on Dart. Yeah, that's a lot better than a Dragoon edition would have been. Again? So I think on Al's last turn, I'm going to have him reestablish Rose Storm, even though it's not all the way wore off. Let's see how much Al's Gas Bliss magic does. Because he'll be able to use Rose Storm again, and I've got a Moon Serenade if I run out of MP on everybody, which isn't going to happen because Maru has a Mage Ring. I don't even know how much damage this is going to do them. Magical Hat is certainly going to help in that aspect. Not bad. Definitely better than his physical attack. But I definitely am, in a bonus video, willing to try this fight without Rose Storm. I definitely don't think I could beat it without Rose Storm and a Dragoon healer. Just because you need to fire off the special to be able to deal a lot of damage to him before running out of items. Because if you try to fight this guy without transforming into a Dragoon, you're just going to get annihilated by... You're just going to get annihilated by him from not being able to deal enough damage before you run out of healing breezes. I was going to use Freezing Ring this turn, but the boss isn't really giving me a chance to. You will find, because the Divine Cannon centers on Dart and he will always be hit by it, you'll find that Dart is the one that's dropping to his knees every other round. So healing fogs are something you may consider. Well, at least we can get an automatic perfect addition and see if I was right about the Dragoon edition damage. This should still do like 800, 900 damage. Wow. I thought that was going to do a lot more damage because he's got the Soul Eater. I guess it's just that it's getting to the point where his normal additions are starting to surpass the damage from Dragoons, just because the damage multiplier on additions is so high. Another issue you may have is it can be very difficult to build SP back up with characters like Maru, because usually she's the one that's healing, and that is one of the dangers to using the special. Is you need to be able to rebuild your SP, and you may want to consider seeing if you can get a Spirit Potion or saving a Spirit Potion for this fight or something. Do I have a Healing Fog left? Good. I'm going to give that to Maru. Now, the Divine Dragon has a red arrow, which means he's down to less than 4,000 HP. I'm going to reestablish Rose Storm here, just to get 2 more turns of protection on it, and that's just going to be so critical, because once Al is out of Dragoon, even with Rose Storm, he can still have over 1,500 damage inflicted on him as if he's selected as the primary target for a Divine Cannon. I definitely don't think that I could beat this fight with this party without transforming into a Dragoon. Okay, what do we do here? I think I'm going to have Maru use the Psych Bomb on her next... Oh, I do have Maru's turn. I thought I had Dart's turn. Yeah, let's just go ahead and use the Psych Bomb. Hopefully this will be enough to kill him, but I doubt it. Might not be. We'll see. Nope, not quite. He is definitely on his last legs, though. Come on, Dart, do it! Nope. That's another issue once you run out of magic stuff, is the Divine Dragon does have very high physical defense. It's either 160 or 180. Do I have any magic items left at all? I don't, do I? Oh, I actually got it. Oh boy. Now I get to see what this attack does with just Rose Storm. Focused on Maru, who has the highest magic defense, and it still does almost 1,000 damage to her. Just unbelievable how much attack power this guy has. Okay, Healing Breeze time. You can't let your guard down at any point during this fight, even when he's in the red. Oh great, what magic attack is this? A Burning Wave! This is going to do a lot of damage to Maru! And Al. It's not going to do anything to Dark Vision. Jeez! That did more damage than his Divine Cannon. I'm going to have to use another Healing Breeze. Yeah, this is generally how this fight goes. So if you're using a character other than Al, you may want to consider doubling up on Physical Ring and Dragon Helm with Maru, because even though she has a lot of magic defense, her HP is just that low. Oh, I guess an incomplete addition was enough. Well, I made that look a lot easier than it actually is. And we get 8,000 experience, 400 gold, and a flash haul. I guess it's not bad for an optional boss, but really, for the second hardest boss fight in the game, is that all you're going to give me? I mean, 400 gold is the most any storyline boss gives you. And Maru finally gets the Cat's Cradle edition. And you may have noticed that the Divine Dragon was guarding a treasure chest. What could possibly be in here? A D-Stone Amulet? Really? Is that what you're going to give me for... Game, why? For that? Thing's useless. Well, I'm going to go ahead and save my game, and next time on Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon, we are going to see if we can't not track down Zieg. See you guys. That was really depressing.